Well, it's finally, folks. This is Shippy the Explorer. Good afternoon. This is call coming to you live. Well, not live, but video from College Park, and I think it's a finer day. The temperature is not as cold. It's still cold. You can see the snow still on the ground, but it's melting. But welcome this lovely day. It's in the afternoon, and it took me this long to get out of the house, but we are out now and ready to go on the road. I'm going on the road to make copies of a document that I hope to use as part of the Black History Month celebration and remembrance in February. And it's a letter from 1865 from the mountains of Jamaica, most likely Happy Hut, way up in the Blue Mountains, from our European ancestors to the family in Scotland, explaining how she's doing on the plantation and how the ex-slave or the former enslaved weren't did not want to work for the major plantations anymore. They wanted to work on their 2 and 3 acres of land, and they're proud of it, that they are working for themselves, making just a few pennies, maybe 9 pennies, but but they are proud, and nothing could encourage them to come back to the plantations to work. So hopefully we can read that letter to show some of the correspondence from the past to the past, to show what life was about. And we are gonna do a series where we move from one century to the next, so it's 400 years of celebration. So the sun is ready to go down somewhat, and it's understand the planets have lined up, and we may be able to view some of them tonight. So this is what it's all about. I'm gonna run out and get a copy, and we'll go from there. Other than that, we'll continue the series of me coming to America, and hopefully those are exciting and informative stories that you can learn from. Always doing something that you can learn from. So here we go. See the dirt on the window, and just have to clean it off. There we go. So as we go up to the print shop, we'll maybe bring you further highlights, folks. So see you as we continue to produce this video. Quickest way to get to the print shop is through the park. And you can see, even in cold weather, the citizens are enjoying themselves with the frisbee on the frisbee court. You know, even a little young man is down there. Wow. The old airport is over there. The world's oldest airport is on the side. Cutting through the woods, cutting through the park. Repeat some of these, folks. It's we have a ice rig here, and Herbert's ice rig where they can dance and all that. They have the tennis court over this side, and this is College Park. The old airport is in the back, and here we have College Park Metro. If you come into this area, then you can come off the train up on the ridge over there, and you can take a taxi to the home. Or if you want to walk the half mile, then that's a good walk. But they said we're getting ready to put in an electrical line, another line, which is a purple line, and that will make this area fully compliable with all sort of transportation needs. And over here they have built these apartments, and people are living in them already, trying to fill them up. I'm videoing this because I personally want to see the update of the purple line as I go through this area, to see how much progress they have done, you know. So it runs, expected to run along those trees and along this line. Wow. So for a minute I thought we weren't able to go through, but I think we can go through right here. It would be a shame to block this road out. There we go, cutting across the lines. That's the metro line. And in through this back district. College Park Academy. New school, maybe specially selected kids, I'm not sure. So in developing this district, they did agree to put this bridge over the train lines, and it has done wonders for this district, because on the other side of this this road, this area, is a lot of townhouses and shops and high class restaurants and all that. Van Buren Avenue to turn left there, but I'm going further up. In America, they provide a lot of playgrounds for the kids, folks. Yeah, that's recreation. This is an extension of College Park, and hopefully they still have Kinko's or whatever it is. FedEx. They're open, so I'll just park over here and see if I can go in and make Alright, FedEx quick drop. There we go. Quick run to the office and get this thing copied, and that's it. Alright, so they have all this food and restaurants and mom and pops. Okay. Hello. I want a quick copy of this oversized document.
Gonna make a copy?
Yeah.
Sure. So we have two options. We have a self-service and we have a full service. If we do it for you, we can. It's just a service fee on top of the printing, and you could do a self-service back down there.
Well, I've tried that before, and I don't really like it. I'm taping myself.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
How long would it take?
How long is that gonna be printing out? About like 30-40 minutes, because that's the only printer we have right here. And so, yeah, so for our service, and then if you want it faster, you just gotta do a self-service. Yeah, so we've gotta wait 30 minutes basically.
Yeah, I'll wait.
That's the share order. I told her I have it. So.
Yeah, I'll wait, because I've tried that many times and it doesn't work. So this is FedEx. The you can do mailing, packages mailing, and all sort of things. So in this College Park area, we have all these amenities that really can help you. So it's a good community to live in. So come on to College Park and visit. All right. This is making copies of the documents from Australia and historical documents, and the boss was saying that I could do it myself, but I've always been scared of these machines, so they never work for me that well. So we're making it, but he makes it this easy.
Yeah.
All right.
You learn how to do it. Once you do this over and over a lot of times, it's almost second nature.
Wow. So it makes a copy, it turns it over, right? Yeah. So quite a bit of different products in the FedEx office, different services. So
you got just one copy. So whatever,
yeah.
whatever I put like a $25 hold. Whatever didn't use, it will just be refunded back to you. So you're only gonna actually be charged $8. Okay.
Okay.
This is just you only want one copy of everything, right?
Yes.
All right, that's it.
Thank you. And then I have some other things.
All right, yeah, purchase, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. So in your session, here you go. This is your copy right here.
Thank you.
That's your copy one, and your receipt. You want your receipt for this one?
Yeah.
I'll print it out.
That as well.
All right.
Cool. Thank
should
you.
be
And then
it.
I have some more things. Yeah. So these two are.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Alrighty.
You can pay cash.
Yes, just do it on that machine. This is a card only one. So
Oh, I can, no, I can do it. I can.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give you trouble. That's fine.
Nah, because either way, I could just go to that machine and just do it cash there. Give me
Yeah,
one
no
second.
problem.
In total for these two items will cost you $13.34.
Okay.
Whenever you are ready, you could do the tap or insert.
All right.
All right, and there you go. This is your receipt, and you are all good to go then.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh,
Oh, that's okay.
I got you.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks so much.
Good. Good. Properly put my documents together instead of running up and down. That's the FedEx experience, folks. Quick and efficient, and so it's part of the developed country experience. So now I have my historical document. I can travel with a copy and use it as I present different programs, you know. There's one copy there, and this is a copy. Everything goes together, and I'm out of here, I think. All right, catch you later. Good. So let's look down, see what we can see. Is Jerry's. There's Jerry's there, there's Funtamen and food, all sort of food restaurants in this area. Okay. Wow. It's a pleasant thing to live in a society where you can get things done quickly. So that's really interesting. Oh, plane is look like it's flying over there. It's a breeze. That's interesting. I never know that spin. As part of the historical area, College Park Airport, they had that ornamental plane that's pretending to fly. Okay, all right, let's go home. We'll continue the tape as we go along. We're making our way back over the bridge, and back home, folks. Without this bridge, you would be required to go miles around. But in this case, we're able to just cut right across the train line that is there and enter this circle and zip back into our way home. Just have to watch out for the cameras because there are a lot of cameras around here. And if he wants, guys feel rushy behind me, if he wants to go, that's his business. He can go around. I'm not gonna speed to get a ticket. Camera is there too. Another one. Tell you, all over the place. This brings you back over the metro, the new purple line, new lines. And back through the business district. You'll be surprised, a lot of this land is still owned by University of Maryland. Hundreds of acres still. So some 800 or something acres of land that they had purchased way back. And after so many years, they're still able to be using land, still building on. To reach the Food and Drug Administration, folks. FDA. This is the headquarters for FDA. Not exposing anything, but they're in College Park here. Food and Drug Administration. They monitor all the aspect of the drugs and food, the chemicals that we use, and all of that. That's being monitored by the by them. They tell us what we can use and what we're not supposed to use and all sort of things. And this is the way back home. This quick tape is, I could be regarded as an extra brata to the taping that I'm going to talk about later on. I'm going to continue the talk of my experience coming to America and how dramatic it was. So we'll continue that later on. We'll continue that other chapter of where we are, where I am in America after coming here and starting to work and being cheated out of income and being unwelcome to the country to a certain extent, and now we reach a stage where we're working, and how do we continue to survive in this country? It's a wonderful country to a certain extent, but you have to be smart and very proactive in how you deal with the institutions of this country, people and institutions. So as we get back home, I'll continue the taping. So see you soon, folks. Stay tuned for more of the life coming to America. There you are, folks. This is Shippy the Explorer. Welcome to this station and to story time and genealogy and this series that we embarked on is an in-house series. We're talking about coming to America. Coming to America. The last tape we showed is that this is fast forward in 40-something years, where I had to make a quick trip out to FedEx, and you saw in that tape where currently 2025 current Shippy the Explorer is comfortable, and we can use a credit card, and now we can not flex our muscles, but we feel comfortable in this country, and we have come a long way. And but before we reach that, you may have noticed that the last tape we did on coming to America, trials and tribulations coming to America, was that we had reached a point where we had just bought a house, our first house. Before we had bought that house, we were declared, somebody told us that you don't have any credit to borrow any money at this bank. Go to Sears and establish an account. And when they told me that, if you recall, I got upset and says, you have my money. You have my savings, my life savings, first $2,000. You want to tell me I can't borrow against that? I can't borrow money against what you have in the bank? Even if you lend me $2,000, I was trying to borrow, I think $2,500 or something like that, or $1,800 or something like that. I don't think it was much. And you can't lend me that money and let me pay back gradually. You're going to tell me you have my money and tell me go establish a credit. How go establish a credit at Sears at that moment going to help me? I needed a car. I needed a better car so I can go to work. I needed a better car. So you're gonna tell me that? Anyway, we must have established some credit or something, because we gradually established ourselves, and now we have bought our first house. Whether it's a abandoned house, it was a little old abandoned house, and we fixed it up. And you have seen our first set of furniture that we placed in it. But we are proud. We are in that house now. We are paying our mortgage, and we are getting more established in America. So now, 19, now we're fast forward to 1980, maybe 86. Now, before that, I bounced around doing some delivery service for some company. And then somebody told me to go apply to the Iron Workers Union, and I got in. And then they were taking me, they started taking me on as an apprentice. The government had put pressure on the union that they need to start to employ Spanish or African Americans or something like that, instead of just employing their friends and families and paying them big bucks. But when they brought in guys like us, they dropped the entrance payment from $12 down to about $5 something, $4 something. I think it was $5 something. And then when we went into the union, and we first job was to be shipped off to Manassas, maybe 30-something miles away from home, and we built the IBM. We were working on the IBM building in Manassas. Iron Workers number 5. And I'm working, learning the trade. I'm an apprentice, and I'm learning how to weld and all sorts of things. But by the time in a month or 2 or 3 months, I think I left the job, because I realized after that job was finished, they wanted to send me to Pennsylvania now. I don't have a good car, and they want to send me to Pennsylvania. What I had was Kojak. Still moving around with Kojak. So I say, forget it. I'm going to just find something else. Went back and applied with my encouragement from my family members and friends, and said, apply at the World Bank. And I did get into World Bank, maybe 1986. At World Bank, I came in, I got the job, and then in a week, they took it away. Put me on a temper. When I went in, I realized what they had done. I told you that about already. They put me on a temporary basis, and for the next 10 years, I was on a contract basis. Every 6 months, I had to sign a contract. And that was what I did. But I'm at the World Bank. God has sent me something, not to school, but to the World Bank. Because in the World Bank, you were given some amount of self-improvement courses, managerial courses, personality courses, typing courses. I learned to type at the World Bank. And so I'm doing that. And then the opportunity came up at the World Bank, where they put us in front of, I moved from the mail room to facilities operation, and they put me in front of a frog. What do we call it? It's a green frog, green computer. But why? When I moved from the mail room, that was after 10 years of struggle. No, you apply different places, and you can't get into another place to make yourself permanent in the World Bank. There is discrimination there, folks. Within the international organization, there's power struggle, discrimination, bounce back, and who don't like you or who like you, and some people like you and you still can't get ahead. But anyway, I got the transfer, applied for a job over in facilities operation. But now I've lost the little bank permanency that I have. And I'm now a contractor, and I got the job in facilities operation. But over there, I learned to type. And I learned to use the old frog, the green station. The big mainframe computer was way over in H building. And each person in the office had what they have is a little green terminal with like a old television. And when you turn that on, you have to use some DOS programs or DOS codes to log in. So I learned how to use those, and I kept the job. And now, as a contractor, your employment is based on the contract. The contract probably runs for a year or two, and then they bring in another company. But I'm learning how to use computer terminals, folks, and keyboarding and all sort of things. And the thought came to me that I am now able to type. And I've been researching. Let's see what I have. See if I can find my book. Okay. Let's look for the books. So, to make sure that I can tell you by accuracy what happened at the World Bank. As I type and I did my work, the thought came to me that I have been researching my family for 1974. 1974 or 72. And the thought came to me that it's about time that one second. It's about time that I put my genealogy records together. Since I now know how to make forms and create programs and all sorts of things. And here it is. The Prism, a partial saga of the Giscombe family. My first book, hardcover, was drafted at the World Bank on the Frog in my spare time, and in my spare time I put the papers together, and I wrote and put those things together, and eventually I was able to produce that book as a self-publisher. Looking for the my other work. I should have been prepared for this, but the Prism is from 1972 to 1989. I produced this Prism, and the genealogy of the Giscombe by L. G. Morrison. Copyright 1998. So 86 to 96 is 10 years, 6, 7, 8, 12 years of have been able in that year In 12 years, I was able to produce my first book, and I'm proud of it. It's a comprehensive work that talks about the Giscombs and my family, and it's a book that puts the data, hundreds of data together, to say who the Giscombs, who they were, who parents and so forth. If you look at this breakdown, parents, child, date of birth. So years of research I put in this. And I managed to get that book out. So here we are. I'm learning. I'm working at the bank. And in my spare time, I produced a book. Didn't get to go to school, go back to college, but I'm becoming a writer in my own right. Becoming a writer in my own right. And that's what's happening to me. Shippy the Explorer is now a writer. I'm taking care of a family, taking care of a family, wife and 2 kids now, and we are progressing in this country. You can see the transformation that's gradually moving from one skill area to the next. I'm trying to find Three Fathers. I see all my friends' books. Can't find a copy. In any case, at the World Bank, I'm learning and progressing. Learning and progressing. That's what's happening. And still looking for that book. I think I have a copy here. Here we are. Now we'll be able to find a copy. Okay. All right, I think we're ready now. Shippy the Explorer is becoming a writer. That's what is happening to me. Did not get to go to school or college, extend my college degree, but I'm now becoming a writer, and book number 1. In the meantime, we're trying to try to apply in the World Bank for other skill areas. So we're trying to move up the ladder. But at this rate, but you're not getting any headway, because let me tell you something, there are certain organizations that are structured in such a way that you cannot move so easily if somebody's not looking out for you. And that was what was happening. Somebody's not looking out for you, you're not getting anywhere. And actually, you have a lot of drawbacks. People fighting and bouncing against you and doing something that is against the rules and all sorts of things, and you cannot get anywhere. So it's on a 2-way switch. So That's where we are. You cannot, you're not making any headway in some of these organizations. So, what do? I, as a Shippity Explorer, started to look around for other opportunities. And I work in the evening and night, in late evenings. And I put my money together and I started to do all sorts of things, maintenance and painting and lawn property, landscaping and all sorts of things, and construction and concrete with a friend of mine. And lo and behold, by 1989, we had tragedy when my partner died. But by that time, I had bought another house, put the money together, and went back to Craig again to ask him about the abandoned homes in Washington. And he took us around and he started to look around and says, you are now working additional money. Your income is now at a level where you can afford something else. So let's go and see if you can find something else. And we looked around and we found a house in Columbia Heights or in Washington. And we bought it. Abandoned. We bought it and I started. My wife didn't even like it. She said it's too much work. But my background is construction technology, I know what I'm looking for. I can look beyond the dirt and the grime in the building. And there we are, our second house. So credit is good now. Credit is not bad. I'm working. But at the same time, in the World Bank, you're stagnant. You're not moving. So what do? I fix my house. We fix our house. And we put it on the market for rent. And at the same time, I'm writing. And then somebody at the World Bank says, they got the family book, and it says, oh, it's a good job, it's a good work, but next time you write something, you must make it hot and spicy and erotic. And then the idea came to me after I published that book. I said, maybe I should start to write my second. Didn't say I'm not going to write a second book, but I said, my story of my life is my autobiography. My experience in the world is unique. Who am I? And he said, no, and I'm going to write that story. My golly, the information started to flow from my mind. It flowed, and I could not stop writing until 1 month. I wrote on paper, I wrote on books, I wrote on toilet paper, I wrote in the metro, I wrote on the side of the street. The information was flowing. The topic was 3 fathers. Here we go. 3 fathers in the life of a child. 3 fathers in the life of a child. This book was written in 1 month because the information was coming out of me like it was a revelation. And that book, I put it down for 10 years because I could not get an editor. And my type of writing, I'm not a professional writer, so the writing wasn't good. So I tried to get it in proper English, straighten up. And nobody wanted to touch that. until 10 years after I took the book up. I was 19. The first book was 1998 and 1900, and put it down for 10 years. To 2010, we took it out of the attic, and somebody, my daughter and my sister, were able to edit it and got it into reading condition. And I went back to my publisher, self-publisher, and she says, let me look at it. And she put me in touch with an editor, professional editor, and the book was put together and by copyright in 2014. The book by Laurel G. Morrison, Three Fathers in the Life of a Child, was written, was published. So here we are in America now. I'm in America. My credit is better. I'm working. I'm writing books. I'm working at night and day. And the kids, my wife is finished school to a certain extent. But I still couldn't find myself back in the classroom. I tried going, when I had a case in with one of these buildings, and I was so mad I went to a university and tried to apply for the law department. And then after they say come in and do the work, but then I needed some additional educational background work before I reached that stage. So I probably knew I wasn't going to get in. So I just changed my mind and continued doing what I had to do. So here I am. 2 books by 2014 and self-published. So what is the lesson? Let's stop for a minute and talk about the lesson in all of this. The lesson in all of this, you don't stop. In America, you come with the mindset that you don't stop. You don't lay down and say, I'm dead. Oh, they don't want to give me any job, and they don't want to promote me. They don't want to give me a raise or something. You bounce off of that. You bounce off of your disappointments. You bounce off of the words that they tell you. You know how many times I applied for jobs in America, in the World Bank and outside the World Bank, and they're not afraid to tell you. Some supervisors or department heads, they said, I've been told I don't need any of your type right now. I don't need any of your type. They're not ready for you. You're not going to get into certain places, but you just bounce off because you're here in America for a certain reason. The trials and tribulations of coming to America is potent, palpable. But don't lay stagnant. Get moving. Education or something else, keep on moving. So that's the lesson at this point. Anyway, I have my second book, and it's not a matter of selling books and making money. It's a matter of sometimes, so you're a writer, it's a matter of getting your story across or out into writing, that in maybe 100 years from now, somebody will find your book. If it's not selling greatly, somebody will find the book and say, oh, here's a book that was written on this topic back then. That's what I did. So life is, at this point, is pretty okay in America. We have fought against the prejudice the discrimination, the dislike, and the monetary um, um, uphill battles, and we have climbed out of those to a certain extent. And Chippy, the explorer, is with the family. We are settled in America, and we are living part of the American dream. So, despite all the battles that we had to face, and believe me, some of them are not correct. Some of them are not pretty. You're faced with people telling you you can't, we don't want, you cannot do that, you can't do, and that's what it is. You're not good enough. But continue to improve yourself, and you know your self-worth. So, you saw where our credit is good. We have been purchasing and paying our bills and taking care of our family and sending people to school in the household. And the whole idea is that you work together. You work as a team. If you're married, you work as a team and you do those things. So, this is 2025, and I can tell you that 2024 was a booming year because Shippy the Explorer, as Laurel G. Morrison, realized that 3 fathers in the life of a child had to change the format. So, here we go. Copyright 2024. Not picking it up too good. But here we are. 3 Fathers of the Life of a Child by Laurel G. Morrison was edited, re-edited, and changed the format to a certain extent. The core is still there, but the cover and the artwork and the work has been improved. Take out some of the erotic information and make it into a viable new book. And it has its glossary and all sorts of things, and it's now a lovely book, and now on Amazon. So Shippy the Explorer has moved from labor work, a kitchen, a genius, to a labor work, to a painter, to a builder, to a maintenance person, and to a mailman, to a facilities operations supervisor, and then I've spent 14 years. After a number of years, I became the supervisor of the unit, and I spent 14 years totally as a contractor in that institution. So totally I spent 24 years, and I realized that progress was not coming my way as it should. And I said, I'm going to bounce off of this, and I put in my resignation in 2010, and then I will just backtrack. After 2010, this is where 2014, that book, 2020, So I'm out now doing my stuff. And between 2010 and 2024, I've redone Three Fathers in the Life of a Child. And then I went to Australia as part of a research and meeting family. And in that process, I was moved to do my third book. The third book is Going Down Under, a Jamaican genealogy buff meets his Aussie kinfolks. What is that about? Is that in the 1840s, my Caucasian family left Jamaica and went back to Scotland. And when they went to Scotland, one of them became a minister and ventured down into Australia in 1870s. And I knew about them based on my first book, but I thought they were a branch of the family that maybe died out or just a few left. Didn't know that they were existed. And they found my book, The Prism. And in buying that book, I was encouraged to go to Australia to meet them. And by going to Australia, I end up writing my third book. Going Down Under by Laurel G. Morrison. Copyright 2024. Let's see if we can find that page. Here we go. Not too clear, but clear enough. So my cousin in Australia is actually the creator of the Country and Western Music of Australia, the largest country and western program other than Nashville in America. It's in Tamworth. That's Max Ellis. Look him up. We met, I interviewed him, I lived with him for almost a month, and then we went back last year. And that's went 2 years ago. And then last year we went back. And that's the out of that trip, I've been able to write my third book. So now it shows that the American dream is always alive. The American dream is alive. You come, you make sure that you're determined to do whatever legally to survive and progress and make your way up to a point where you feel comfortable in this country. You pay your bills, you pay your tax, and you're free to live wherever you are, basically in this country. You're free to marry whoever you want to marry, free to go to school, and you can borrow money and go to school. And you save and work and save properly. You can travel. The American dream is viable. And I'm pleased to say that 2025, as a vlogger, a Shippy the Explorer is saying, hope you have enjoyed this series in the trials and tribulations of coming to America. But now you can see where it has been a success story. Because Shippy the Explorer is, at my age, I'm able to travel. I'm still researching family. I'm still meeting friends. But travel within reason. And you have the privilege as becoming a citizen of this lovely country. It has its problems, but for the most part, coming to America is one of the greatest things that can have happened to an proactive, adventurous, smart, common sense, law-abiding person. And that's the story of Shippy the Explorer, Laurel G. Morrison as author. You can get the books on Amazon, especially with Kindle. You can get Going Down Under, and you can get Three Fathers and Life of a Child in its new format on Kindle and Amazon. Later we'll put the hardcover copy out, and the hard book of Three Fathers. We need to make an adjustment there to get it out. So this has been a wonderful series in telling you about the my experience in coming to this country, and along with my wife and family. Didn't tell you that we have 4 lovely kids, and now we have 5 grandkids, and we are retired folks. It has been 40-something years of progress in this country, and where the 40-something years have come and gone so quickly, and now we're somewhat free to live our lives at a different stage. So maybe vlogging or the videoing or the YouTube program, the station will be something that picks up if you like and share and subscribe. Subscribe, folks, so that I'll bring you more content and more stories. More stories of success, the ability to take care of yourself in this country on a legal basis. So, I think I could stop there because I brought you up to this day where we are now okay, doing well in this country. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for signing up and subscribing. I will bring you to the best of the opportunity of my ability some good educational, informational tapes, videos, because that's my background. I love history and will deal with a lot of that. So look forward to the month of February when we talk about Black History Month, and we'll bring you the videos and the pictures and talk about what is happening. We're not just going to go and talk about the civil rights movement alone. We're just going to talk about for a month, share with you as best as possible the experience, rehash some of the information of the experience of African American in this country. See you. Take care of yourself and others. All the blessings in the world, may it be yours. Shippy the Explorer is saying bye for now. See you on another video as we move forward. Thanks for watching.